way you managed the game, although you had to have Fraser on 3 occasions, defend really well to keep the clean sheet?
Yeah, look, I think, we had to do a little bit of everything today. It's not easy when sort of I'm making 10 changes to the team, it disrupts the flow and rhythm of our football, but I thought for the most part the boys handled it really well. We controlled the game for the most part. I thought we created some good opportunities that we lacked a little bit of composure in that front third, and we had to defend, particularly on the counter-attack a couple of times. As you said, Fraser pulled off a couple of good saves, which I think is a positive for us because, again, we had 3 teenagers in the starting lineup who have got another game under their belt, guys who haven't played a lot, have contributed, and we're going to need the squad. We've still got a really heavy program, and to get a 3rd win, I think, is a positive night.
So many positives. Mikey was really good on the left and on the right. The youngsters are taking their chances in these European games.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see that. It's not just me giving them games. They're making impacts. They're playing well. They're developing. I think they're growing in confidence and belief, which is great. And like I said, when you're talking about 18 to 18-year-olds and a 17-year-old, it's great for us because, if they keep contributing and developing at the same time, not just for the short term, but for the longer term, it's a real encouraging sign.
Hi, Ange. On TV, James Maddison just said that from minute 45 to 65, it looked like Tottenham had Neymar on the left wing. I wonder what you thought of that comparison.
Pretty hard for me to keep a lid on it now, isn't it, mate?
It's not my fault, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not, to be fair. He was exciting. You can't deny it. There's no point of denying it. He was, I love the way, Mikey is just taking it all in his stride. He's kind of working hard every day. He's wanting to develop. He's kind of understanding that this is a journey, and would be very easy for a young guy like him who's just turned 17 to feel like he's somehow made it, but you never get that sense. And it's exciting, yeah, it is. When you've got such a young player who wants that responsibility to make an impact rather than just sort of, sometimes, again, with young players, they're a bit worried about making mistakes, but he's developing well. We just got to be really careful, about sort of how we use him and when we use him. I think that's the key for us, particularly in these early stages. But I have no fear throwing him in. Absolutely not. I know he's, I see it every day that he's a great young player and definitely more to come.
He's strong as well, isn't he? Have you seen many 17-year-olds that strong?
Yeah, no. Like I said, he handles it all really well. Knock on wood. And I still think he's got a bit of growing to do, to be honest. When I look at him, he certainly has in the last 6 to 12 months. But yeah, look, like I said, with all these things, you rightly so, you're worried about sort of putting too much pressure on young players, particularly in today's world. But like I said, the thing that gives me the most sort of confidence is just how he's handling everything. I don't think that even if he does hear what Matt has said about him will affect him tomorrow. I think, and that's the key thing for us. And it's like I said, it's exciting. I mean, you do. I was excited. I wanted them to pass him the ball as well. Just keep giving them the ball. Why not? So great to see.
And just on that, Ange, he could have kind of let his head drop presumably after that early chance, but he didn't hide it at all, did he?
Yeah, no, he's got to work on his heading, to be fair. He's had a couple of those opportunities, so he's not the complete product. But that's what I mean. I think he's got a really mature outlook. He doesn't let those kind of things faze him. Even if he tries to take a player on and it doesn't work, he's not going to shy away from it the next time. And I've played him out on the right, but I definitely think he looks more comfortable out on the left. But even taking that into context, he still contributes when we put him on the right. It's not like he's totally lost out there. So he's like I said, he's got a great sort of mature outlook on football.
And Maddison also said he wanted Richie to take the penalty to kind of get his confidence up and get a goal. I mean, did you have a view on that? And presumably you're kind of happy to see him do that?
As long as they score, mate, doesn't really bother me. But I thought Matters was outstanding today. He led. Obviously he was captain tonight, and he was just so creative and caused some problems. And I think in that moment he sensed that Richie's worked awfully hard. I mean, he kind of hasn't got his season started tonight. It was kind of the start to his season, and goals are important for strikers. So I thought Matters, a great decision to give the responsibility, but then Richie has to put it in the back of the net, and he did that.
Yeah, Lucas Bergvall was another one who seemed to really impress the fans tonight. He went off on 70 minutes. Can you give us a little update on that? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right. He's just cramping up. I mean, again, he hasn't played a lot. So, but yeah, I thought both him and Archie, worked awfully hard tonight. And like I said, they're 18. So for us, that's pretty exciting that they're making an impact at the moment, knowing that there's so much more of them to come. But I think these European games are a great sort of foundation for them. It's a different challenge. And I think I've seen, you see growth in them every time they get out there. So, but apart from sort of tiredness, he's okay.
And you talk about him and Mikey Moore sort of exuding confidence today. One player who didn't seem very confident was Timo Werner. Seemed like he had his head down quite a lot in the first half. Obviously, was taken off at half time. Do you think he just needs the first goal of the season? Do you think it's just a mental thing for him at the moment?
Look, it's hard to say. He's definitely down in confidence. You can see that. Like I said, he's it's a difficult thing to get out of. Sometimes you kind of feel like the weight of the world's on your shoulders. All we can do is try and sort of support him, and keep trying to get him to a place where he feels a little bit more confident with certain things. It does sometimes. I mean, he's played a great ball in for Mikey to score early, and if that goes in, maybe that that's an assist for him. It gives him a lift. It doesn't happen. I think it happened at Fred Varos as well. He's played a great cross into Will Lancashire and just missed. So these kind of things happen. But at the same time, he needs to find a way out of it because for us, in those positions we need players to make an impact. And I thought in a couple of moments he really kind of lacks some self-belief that we need to try and instill in him somehow.
George, final one, please.
And you got 9 points out of 9 now. Have you or anyone at the club sort of thought about what it might take to get in that top 8 and kind of secure that?
Oh, mate, I don't even look at that little table, mate. It's just too confusing for me. I just think if we keep winning, we're a chance to get through. So we'll just focus on that.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.